Look at that, Evan. Big 160, episode 160.
160. We're back. And, is this 2 episodes in a row where we're just doing movie reviews? Was our last podcast Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible?
Yeah, I don't know if there was any chat of it. I think we did touch on something.
We did. I don't know. Time is abyss. I don't know.
Circle?
Circle? We can go with that. I'm loving this summer, dude. I am staying up till like 7 a.m. Last night I went to bed like around 7:15. I was like, oh my God, I gotta hurry up and go to bed because the light's coming in my house. But I'm having so much fun. I get to play games longer. I'm getting through a lot of chapters in my book. I just did 60 pages this morning. I'm trying to do 60 more after the podcast. But and I'm getting far my manga too. Blue Lock, the soccer anime, great manga. Yeah, and then I'm fitting in movies like this weekend, Ballerina and Predator, which is the topic of today.
Yeah, right on. I'm not staying up that late. I get tired.
Yeah. Well, I wake up late now. My whole sleep schedule is fucked.
Yeah, the good life. Where you don't talk to anybody at all.
Yeah, exactly. It was like 4 a.m. and Jalen was going to bed, and I was like, "Okay, 4 a.m. It's time to start reading some more." I'm just
time for dinner.
Yeah, it's time to eat. I literally got like some popcorn and lemonade at 4 a.m. So it started like reading again. I was like, "Oh, it's that time." But yeah, and I'm trying. Big Brother. Everybody's asking, Evan, where's Big Brother? When's Big Brother coming back? Big Brother's coming back in July. Thank you for asking, Nathan.
For the release date.
I know.
Executive producer.
I think it's like July 10th, I think, is Big Brother supposed to come back. But either way, I'm trying to like get as much reading, movies, TV done prior to Big Brother starting. Because when that happens, the live feeds are going to be the only thing that I'm watching. At least for the first couple of weeks until it dies down. But yeah, let's dive right into this, buddy. We both saw Ballerina. You saw Predator today, right?
Yeah, I saw
Bullet Carson.
Yeah, no, I just like within the hour finished watching Predator. And I caught Ballerina at the early access so this past Wednesday.
Yeah, you did. How was the crowd there?
Solid. It was a fair amount of people. I think it was like a good at least 80 people in my Dolby.
Was it just like an advanced screening? Was this an early Wednesday thing? How did that work?
It's mainly just early. It's basically just like a 7 o'clock. They even added a 10 o'clock show. Just playing in Dolby only, but it's just like an evening screening, same you would get on like a Thursday.
Okay, and
but it was just a day earlier.
They just titled it like early Ballerina screening.
Early access, yeah.
Early access. Yeah. Which is what they're doing for Superman tomorrow for Amazon Prime members.
Yeah, I guess you can see Superman on a Tuesday.
Yes, right. Yeah, on a Tuesday, July, I think 8th.
Yeah,
and then it comes out
opening night the 10th, wide release 11th.
Exactly. Friday. Because we usually go July 10th. That's intriguing. I might look into that tomorrow when tickets go on sale. See what happens. Right now, Fantastic Four has the highest ticket early 24-hour ticket sales of the year so far is Fantastic Four. So I'm wondering where Superman's going to line up there. I feel like it's going to break Fandango. I don't know if Fantastic Four broke Fandango. Did you get your tickets yet, Fantastic Four?
Not just yet. I will be coming up. I've been. It's hard because I want to reserve the opening night of a film, but then it's like I want to use my other A-list slots as I go, and if I keep getting the advanced screenings, it's all going to be packed, and I can't use anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yes, but Ballerina, man, I told you before the podcast, my dad loved this movie. Let's start with Ballerina. So Ballerina, a John Wick. Is it a John Wick story or John Wick Presents? Bullshit.
From the world of John Wick.
Oh God.
Ballerina. So okay, I was talking to myself about this, thinking through the mindset of that title. I think that works as if it was your first debut teaser trailer, introducing if you see in a trailer the title John Wick, and then it pulls out from the world of John Wick, bam, Ballerina. I think like, hey, that's great for like a first teaser, but like to continuously use that, I'm like, ah. Also, I feel like it needs to go after the title Ballerina, not before. It feels odd.
It's very odd. I don't get it. It's the same thing with the Knives Out, or a Knives Out mystery. I'm like,
yeah, it's the Star Wars story effect.
oh god, which
But
it ended.
that said, I am relieved that in the actual film itself, it just says Ballerina. It doesn't have the subtitle.
Yeah, I guess it's just to like catch people with the marketing. I am bummed that it's not doing super well at the box office. I think it was like 25 million opening weekend. When it had like a 90 million, because they had to reshoot a lot of things apparently. Which, whatever. But overall, what are your overall thoughts on Ballerina, a John Wick, a Knives Out story?
John Wick mystery.
John Wick mystery.
Kind of. I thought it was a blast. Honestly, I thought it was a fun time. I think, in fairness of judging the strength of storytelling, it's fairly on par with like the realm of the world that we have with following someone like John. John has the benefit of having 4 films now, but if you're going off like the first like 1 to 2, it's like it's pretty like loose motivation head on. It's pretty much equal motivation. Like I lost my dog and my wife did. Someone killed my father at a young age. It's pretty equal moving forward.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Funny enough, going back to my dad, we were like 75% of the way. Full spoilers, by the way. Full spoilers for Ballerina and Predator Killer of Killers in this podcast. So if you haven't watched it, like and subscribe. Come back and watch it. Anyways, we were like, I was laughing to myself during the movie. My dad whispers to me like during the third act when she's like going to town. I think it was during the like the diner sequence. He was like, "This is better than every single John Wick movie." And I was like, wow.
Settle down, father.
I was like, whoa. And I just laughed to myself. I was like, let me watch this movie. Let me see how it ends. And it's a solid ending. But because I think afterwards I was like, where do I rank this? But I'll talk about that later because like I don't really know. But I'm with you. I think the motivation it's very simple. But I think it's less impactful than the dog. The dog is such an iconic kill. Like when everybody saw the trailer for the first one, it's like you killed the dog. Like, okay, we don't give a crap about anything else that's happening. John Wick better go to town and murder every single person. You just don't kill a dog. There's a difference between killing a dog and then killing like a father, right? Like we see that 1,000 times.
Sure.
My parents died. It's like, okay, that's happened a million times. But I will say, while the story is fairly simple and weak, and there's moments in this movie where emotion can happen. I still had I'm with you, dude. I had a freaking blast watching this movie. I wish it did better because I think this movie does a lot of things right in terms of like what a spinoff should be. The way it intersected with the other John Wick movies and had inventive and crazy and funny kills on par with what we've seen in the other franchises. Like, this year we're talking about like the submarine sequence and the airplane sequence from Mission Impossible. But that grenade sequence is awesome. And the flamethrower was just like cinema. I was like, I wish they didn't show too much of it in the trailers.
I honestly feel like I forgot a lot of like the action to come. And even like the flamethrower, I only like really recall like one or two. I remember like the shot of like going against the hose, and I was like anticipating that while watching. But like all the other action I was seeing it used for, I don't.
Me too. Yeah, that part was surprising. They were just using it like a gun, just like boop boop. Like it was really interesting use of a flamethrower.
There was an interesting point where I was watching the movie like as we were starting, and I was like, all right, this is pretty like solid action, is working pretty well. I don't feel like it's hitting as intently as the other films, but then when it got to the point, I think she got out of the club, got into the car, and she was pulling away, and then like the other car slammed her right back. I was like, and she was like sitting on the outside of it. I was like, oh wait, fuck, we're going.
That was
it was unrelenting.
I think I'm in full agreement with you. I think after that club sequence, and especially like you said, that exit with the car, that was just stunning. I was like, oh, that's really cool. The way the camera just doesn't pull away either. You just like you follow the car and it like comes right back at you. That was really stunning, really seamless, seamless action shot there. Yeah, you're right. After that, the movie is extremely relentless. And I had a blast watching it. I think my only criticism before we get into more positives is that like it had like an accountant scenario happening where she loses her dad at the beginning. Her dad was going off too. I really like that sequence there. That was pretty cool. She mentions her sister, saying like, "I really wish I remembered my sister" or whatever, something like that. Halfway through the movie, we find out, the sister is one of the assassins from the cult that is sent to, kill her, and that she wants revenge on the same cult. We see the sister halfway through. Big bad guys kill them both, and I'm like, damn. And the sister dies. I'm like, I would have loved if the sister lived, like, and pulled an accountant scenario where it's like, spoilers for the accountant if you haven't seen it yet, but like John Bernthal and Ben Affleck, you can get some kind of like sisterly dynamic as they both try to get revenge for this guy basically taking away their childhood and their family altogether here. That would have been cool, but also it would have diluted the John Wick cameo at the end, maybe. I don't know. But I felt like there was enough emotion to get me there. I was like in it. I was like, oh, that's her sister. Like, what's gonna happen here? And then boom, she dies. I'm like, then the movie goes back to just like relentless, cool action.
Which was unfortunate because she primarily died still being of the mindset of, I think, being on the side of the father, more so.
I don't get the sense that she really changed. You get the sense that she missed her sister, obviously, but like
it's a rock and a hard place, I guess. Of, coming to terms with the emotions being pulled in different directions. I think that would have been the benefit of letting her live to be able to evolve and develop the relationship with Eve and move forward with that. I think that would have been intriguing instead of like every character we follow being a loner. I think that would have been a great switch up in that sense.
Exactly. And I think I remember her face too. I was like, what movie is she from? So I have to check her. I haven't looked on Letterboxd, but she had a very striking face. But either way, I think that was like one of the main keys at the end of the day when I was just like, I wish the movie had more emotion. I think it could have got it through that scene. But regardless, I think the movie, like you said, is extremely relentless and very cool. The whole diner sequence right before that, when she met her sister, incredible. The whole third act is awesome, just extremely awesome. Like the way the entire town is out to get her. It's just nuts. Like it takes it, and it's much more, how do I describe it? It's much more intense and believable than what we got with like some of the John Wick Parabellum, John Wick 3, where it was just like, it felt goofy. I think it's kind of like the end of John Wick 2, where it's like, the clock strikes now, John, you messed up. And then like everybody looks up in the middle of New York.
Like everybody in New York is amazing.
Like, come on now.
That's interesting because it's like at that point, that is like the highest level of something like, as absurd as like some of the assassin bits can get. I think that's like the biggest they've pushed of development with the world. But I think at this point, it's become so regular. Like I feel like there's like half the population of the planet is probably, but like I accept that, and like I think it works, especially in the realm of not just against John, but multiple people that we even see in this movie who have bounties on them, and just seeing like the constant threat as like the bounty gets higher, and like how many. Like, I really like the sequence in the Continental where they're all after Norman Reedus' character, and like they're all just kind of waiting in the lobby because nobody wants to break the rules, but we're gonna see who's gonna go first.
Exactly. Yeah, that was really cool. I think this movie did a great job, again, connecting with the lore of the other movies. You're bringing in the Continental. We see Lance Reddick one last time. Love that. Love that. Just the way this movie combined like the lore of the Continental, the rules with the bounties is really cool and seamless, just like we saw in the other movies. And like you said, I like that whole instance in the lobby where they're all just trying to check each other out. What's going on here? Oh, this little girl's going to catch the bait. Cool. We'll use her as an excuse. And one of my favorite moments is when she gets caught and the hotel manager at the end catches all three of them. He's like, she's like, it wasn't me. I swear to God, it wasn't me. And the other girl's like, it wasn't me. Boom. It's like lights up the other two up. And he's like, please check out. Yeah, you're done here too. But that was great. Cause I was like, I was in my chair, like, hey, check the camera. She didn't start shit. She came in there, they barged through the door, started shooting, and then she shot back. It's like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I was thinking that too. I was like, are there cameras in the Continental?
There better be cameras around here. Like, come on. Like, or else how would he know to trust her? I was like, okay. But
they've been around the pond, they know.
Oh, and it was so funny, Nathan. Speaking of that whole scene, Norman Reedus is like, hey, please protect my daughter. You know, like I'm gonna give you information in exchange for you protecting my daughter. They get outside. Norman starts shooting. He gets his ass beat. The bus comes over and she starts staring through the bus. Next thing you know, she gets her head beat up. She falls down. I'm like, you had one job, is to protect the girl. She got super lucky that the girl was like this prized possession from the old dude. Because otherwise, if I'm Norman Reedus, I'm just like, you played me. I gave you one job.
I'm shocked that Norman Reedus survived.
Me too. What the hell? How did that happen?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, well, I get it. He's Norman Reedus, but like Norman Reedus dies in movies. I'm like, I was shocked because otherwise, the sister character came over there, was assigned to take the daughter and kill the father, Norman Reedus. Yeah. And then he's alive. I'm like, did she just leave him alive or something? Did he beat both of them up? And then I don't get it either. But
I have to rewatch.
Me too. We'll make for a fun commentary.
But I liked seeing Winston back, and I liked him being the catalyst of getting Eve into this world. I thought that was a pretty fluid progression there. The whole deeper, not fully deeper, but living inside of the walls of the Roosteroma, where John also grew up, essentially. I don't know how young John was when he was with them, but he is the family of that family.
Don't give the Lionsgate ideas here. Yeah, from the world of John Wick, the young John Wick story.
Who would play a young Keanu is the question.
God, I don't even know anybody in Hollywood can play a good young Jacob Tremblay. How old is this kid now?
Jacob Tremblay, the not Asian white boy.
Yeah, I have no idea. I love that connection. I saw your YouTube video, by the way, of like the John Wick 3 Parabellum, and can we connect those dots for me too? Because I swear,
I would look. Yeah, well, let's walk through some of this.
Let's walk through this because this takes place during John Wick 3. Obviously,
I think there's overlap between 3 and 4.
Okay,
in some sense.
I don't know when that happened because 4. Have we watched 4 in this podcast, by the way? I don't think
we haven't yet. We need to.
Okay, we need to. But like,
does John have time? Is your question?
Does he have time to do that? That was my whole question. I'm like, this took place after John Wick 3. John Wick 3, he at the end of John Wick 3, he gets shot. Falls off the roof, and then we don't see him again until the beginning of John Wick 4, where he's punching bags and shit, and he's killing people in another country.
I can't remember. I think did this movie have a time skip like during the mission? I feel like it might have.
I think it did. It didn't clarify.
Did it do like a 2-month jump? I feel like
it had to be like a month or so jump.
I thought I read that somewhere, but like, I was thinking like, okay, yeah, that could be between the time where John's patching himself up with Lawrence Fishburne.
I guess so. But like, what was so fascinating is that like, if this took place if his cameo took place after John Wick 3, I figured after John Wick 3, aren't all eyes on him? Isn't he in hiding? Isn't it the purpose of John Wick 3? Like, hey, you broke the rules or whatever. You're in hiding now.
Yeah. So from where we meet him when he's back on the staircase and we see that different point of view, he is like in the middle of being hunted by the planet.
Yeah.
So
the bookcase scene and everything like that in John Wick 3.
Yeah, they actually have like a lot overlapping in not just the staircase, but like the branding on his back, fulfillment, and different points there. Like we literally go from like one existing scene to like when he walks out the doors and the whole new scene with Eve, which I think is really cool to have those.
Me too.
Fluidity. I really like that have too.
There is a door.
Door will lock sooner than you think. it's Keanu, but he's spitting wisdom.
He's spitting wisdom and just like that.
Me, man. You don't want this.
He's so blunt with it too. It's like the door is open.
Why didn't you leave? I'm working on Most simple lines, and it's so effective from
He's the
Keanu.
best. He's the best. I love him.
Great.
Rest in peace, John, if you're really dead.
They're making John Wick 5. But yeah, in regards to John's progression with the story, like he leaves after that point, and then later he gets called in after John calling in the favor with the Rooster Roma. They call him in for this, and I'm trying to think because I feel like there was also a scene that Eve has with Winston and Sharon, where I think Sharon's like teeing him up to go meet Skarsgård's character in Chapter 4 before they blow up the Continental.
They blew up the Continental?
In 4, I think, or they blew up. If it wasn't the Continental, they blew up a building that was associated with them. After they killed Sharon.
I gotta
I know it's been a minute since I watched, but I'm pretty sure like they were headed into that meeting, so we would be in the events of 4. So after that point, we'd have to be somewhere in the events of 4 where John was sent. In regards to 4, John is what's he doing? He's potentially going to work for the High Table, but then it's under new management with the Skarsgård's character, Bill Skarsgård. And so a challenge comes from there to for John to officially get out, but Kane has chosen as a champion, and then that whole Kane event goes. I forget how much progression of time John had. I guess because I think it was like they set the exact time of the showdown, like you had to meet back here. But John was, on a full scale adventure, going to different points to. It's a long plot. It's a long movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I thought a lot of John Wick 4 was like in like international. It was like in Rome and all that kind of stuff. It was like he was in like Germany with the club sequence. Like I thought it was all like this international plot. Granted, I think I don't know where this coast plays. This is also in Europe too. So there is some
John's final battle is in Paris.
Yeah, I do remember that. So yeah, I was just like I was so confused on where this could possibly happen, but it's like less than like it's like a 2-hour mission, if that, a couple minutes actually.
Yeah, I think like as John gets there and amidst their fight, they have like 30 minutes to midnight.
Yeah, 27 some minutes. What I loved about that fight, by the way, this just in general a great use of a cameo. He didn't overstay his welcome. He didn't impact the plot too much. His presence was definitely felt. There was that line with it's like it's just one man. It's like it's John Wick. It's like I love it. I love that. It's like he was going to town.
There was like a couple of parts like fucking not going up. There's John Wick. It's like it's one guy. We could take him.
Yeah, you can't. But I just because we go this whole movie seeing her kick ass, take names. She's ruthless. She's incredible in this movie. But then as soon as she starts fighting John Wick, it's like, oh, it's a wrap. Like it's not even close. And I liked that. I liked how it wasn't even much of a fight. Like he wanted to kill her. Yeah. He could have shot her like 20 different ways.
Which is a great thing that they kept John in character because he wouldn't.
He wouldn't, exactly.
The whole time he's more on the defensive. He's like, pinning her down, but then he stops. And it's just like, please stop. Please.
Yeah.
Please stop.
There's that one scene where he's like, they're going back and forth. Then he just pops out of a corner with a gun to her face. He's like, are we still doing this? Like, please stop. And then, then he pinned her to the ground. He's like, I can keep this going. We can stop this anytime you want.
I think at one point they fall into a shed and then he throws her through the wall, but he's so casual, just like, please.
He's like, boom, boom. He's so powerful. I love this so much. Because again, we go throughout the entire John Wick franchise with him just easily doing that. But just seeing him here against another crazy assassin, which is a really cool dichotomy of power.
I think a big credit to the character of Eve, which Ana de Armas trained amazingly for. Like she did phenomenal with all these stunts.
Ana de Armas was amazing in this movie. Yeah,
totally. I think what's so great is like similar with John is that while they are both, not to the same degree, but they're both skilled assassins, but they still take many hits. Like they're still susceptible to getting caught in crossfires and slipping up every now and then, and so they don't always get they're not flawless fighters. They're not like impervious. Like in my contract, I cannot get hit.
Yeah.
It's full like, oh no, I'm fully susceptible. I could die at any moment as well.
Yeah. Yeah, John Wick stays getting hit, and Auntie Armas got the crap beat out of her a lot of this time. Just in general, that whole grenade scene, can't find any bullets, can't find anything. She starts throwing grenades as like bullets. It was incredible. That one shot with the table, I was like losing my mind.
I was stunned. I was like, oh, I didn't think there was enough clearance to protect you.
Me neither. It's like,
yeah,
because like she wraps him around with the belt or whatever, puts a grenade like in his mouth, and slams him against the table. He blows up, and she's just like on the other end of the table. I mean, you should still.
The thing is like it's like at the top of the tip of the table. So I'm like, the clearance is not clearing.
Yeah, the back of your head should be burning or like at least flaring up or something.
Yeah. But the great segment there. I like that she went into the to look at the different weaponry, and it was presented similar to like John Wick 2. It's like, oh, look at the finest cutlery, shit like that. Here for tasting. But then like in the middle of it, in the showcasing the suaveness of it all, they get bombarded and the fight breaks out, and it was a great subversion because I was sitting there like, don't interrupt me. I was having a moment. It was a great stuff. I like that shopkeeper. He's like, "Can I be frank?" Can
I be frank?
Like
oh yeah. Oh, is that's a scene where she's like getting her weapons as well. Yeah, I like that a lot because like you said, like we usually get our suit 'em up moments, and I was ready. I was like, okay, she's getting each gun, but it kind of reminded me of that Last of Us Part 2 scene where Ellie's in one of the rooms and she's just like, if you choose to do this in Last of Us Part 2, you get to like go to a workstation and you get to fix your gun, and in one instance, somebody from Seattle comes in and like drags Ellie out of the workstation, and you're just like, oh my god, I was in the middle of making something and an enemy like starts attacking me. Like it completely catches you off guard, and I kind of like that in this movie too, where the suit 'em up, the gun sequence is supposed to be like our safe haven, and for the enemies to attack us during that moment, it just made for a completely unpredictable sequence. It was really cool.
Oh, totally.
Poor Frank.
Frank.
It was really cool. I know, right? You step with the shit. But yeah, which one do you like better though, the grenades or the flamethrower? Which side do you fall on?
Probably the grenades, because you have to get real crafty with like the timing of placement.
Me too. I'm agree. I like the grenades a little bit more, even though the flamethrower is so ingenious as well. I do love that as well. But yeah, the grenades are really cool because she's just like going from room to room, lobbying them each and every way. But then she also had to like be careful with just like putting it in her mouth, throwing it against the wall. It was really cool. I love the way she did it.
I think at one point she like trapped someone behind a door and it blew.
Yeah. Oh, that was really cool. Yeah. Yeah, using the doors in general. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole sequence of like climbing down from the attic, just from the start of having all those grenades and just like working your way bit by bit. It was phenomenally designed.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff. But yeah, the flamethrower was also cool too, because I thought like, I was expecting the clash, but the way they were just using it, just like bullets, like it was an actual gun hiding behind cars, flanking each other with the flames. I'm like, oh my god! Like,
yeah.
How many stunt people did they have working on that? Because that was extreme.
So I always think is like, God, you have to get set on fire, right?
Yeah.
Got to put all the anti cream on you.
And, yeah. Well, what were we watching where it's like somebody had to put like they had to douse themselves in like anti-fire? It might have been Game of Thrones behind the scenes, like because they use that dragon fire a lot, and it's just like, how do you film that with somebody getting burned alive? It's like, what do you do? It's like you can't really just stop, drop, and roll because you have to be on TV, but it's really interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy bit where you have to like run with it. You have to be on fire.
You have to run with it. Yeah, you have to act like you're actually on fire, and then they'll cut away so you can just douse you away. But yeah, the flamethrower was sick. And like I said, I thought compared to the other John Wick movies, John Wick 4 also had an awesome crescendo. But this movie also had a great crescendo at the end where everybody in the town was just an assassin. What made it even cooler was that like regular parents would be walking their children Next thing you know, hey son, stay in the back where mom and dad got to go fight and kill Ana de Armas. And I'm just like, oh my God. The whole town really came. It reminded me of Andor, where you hear the bells, and everybody starts getting ready to leave, and it's like, oh shit. So
yeah, cool. It's a great explanation too. The fact that like it's all basically is a cult. So like if the leader commands like like any citizen, like he just calls them citizens, because they are, just go fight, take them out. I like the initial though of like everybody stay inside because John Wick's here to finish our business.
Yeah, like nobody attacked John Wick. He's just like walking down, like this guy. Because at first I was like, how is John Wick going to get involved here if the whole town is against like Eve? Aren't they going to kill John Wick on site as well? But when they got to that part in the movie, it's just like, everybody clear it up. John Wick's in the building. He's going to solve all our problems. Then I was like, John Wick isn't doing anything. He let her loose. It's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, God, I wish they didn't market that, man. They marketed John in the, coming into this climactic setting. I was like, man.
There's no way in hell they wouldn't have marketed John Wick.
Yeah, they already marketed him like during like the beginning scenes, and if you left it at that would have been interesting.
That would have been cool. Yeah, just show us like her meeting him. That'd have been cool.
Because I feel like majority of people go in and like, oh, you have the main actor cameoing. You think like, oh, that's their one scene because they're not going to be a part of like the big plot. But then John is.
I think they marketed. I'm totally with you. I think they marketed like the beginning scene, which we all saw in the commercials, like whatever. Like, do you know who I am? But also like they mentioned like the beginning of the fight, basically like you might want to stand down or something like that. I was like, why do you see that in the trailer? And I didn't even see a lot of marketing from Ballerina. I just saw like that one big trailer.
I will say, it does create big set of stakes where like the fight is set that like either Eve dies or she can leave, but we know she's not going to. And so when she goes in this fight with John, you can only imagine the worst of like, well, I know John makes it.
Yeah. Yeah. But at the same time, like you said earlier, like I can't imagine John, willingly killing Eve. That wouldn't have made sense to me. But yeah, I like that he had his own action sequence. I like that Eve had her own action sequences at the end too. Classic at the end, the guy's monologuing. She shoots him while he's monologuing. Love that. Happens all the time. And the diner sequence in general, I think I talked about it earlier, but the diner sequence with the plates, hilarious. I think one of the best parts with the John Wick franchise is that like every action scene is awesome, relentless, unique, and cool. But it's not full-on action comedy, but a lot of the times there is some great comedy. And getting that one crazy-ass chef kitchen lady just like after her throughout the entire diner sequence with the plates and looking for the gun, the camera panning. It was a great direction across the board. I really liked it.
It's such a fine line that they have to balance where it's all choreographed to an extreme degree, but to make it look improvised.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It makes it look like she's at the end of her rope, everything like that. Yeah.
And that's what I was getting from the dishes. I was just like, fucking anything.
Yeah. Throwing the knives, throwing anything at them. That was really cool.
I did wonder like how brutal the movie would be with some of the action because John Wick can get brutal at times, but then like again from that first scene with the car stunt and then the dude was stuck in the door and she just hammers his face.
That was great.
Oh wow! Okay, here we go.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I liked the movie a lot. I liked her connection again to the Roscoe Roma. I know some people had some issues apparently from the first act. I didn't mind the first act that much. It is a bit slower to get started here. They could have edited out a couple of scenes beginning of her training. Because like I get it. I don't need to see. I know she's a badass. I don't need to see her training.
Yeah, I know how you feel about the training montage to justify.
Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Do this? No.
Yeah, right. So
but I do like the progression of seeing like her drive to get revenge, but she's not there yet. So but then like credit to the story of like she becomes so much better through the training, but it's still not enough to go against someone like John.
Exactly. And it made for a good bookend with her Tatiana, I think, the ballerina that couldn't, be an assassin ballerina. She just
Yeah,
ends up being a real ballerina, which was really cool. I like
another instance where I'm like, oh, good, she's alive.
right? Yeah, she didn't get killed off screen or something like that.
That said, then the movie does end in a John Wick 2 style. Everyone's after E.
Oh yeah. Her bounty goes up to like 4 million. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, so like her bounty was on her for attacking basically the cult guy sent the bounty on her. John Wick goes to kill Eve. John Wick fails, but the guy who called the bounty died. So who's here raising the bounty on her?
Well, no, I think that bounty was for Norman Reedus. Eve doesn't get a bounty on her until the very end.
Yeah, but so who puts the bounty on her? Like who raises the bounty on her after the old guy is dead? Who still wants to kill her? The cult people? They want some blood?
The high table, maybe? I don't know.
High table, maybe?
Because from what it sounded like, that cult was like a big old organization where like the Ruska Roma didn't want to move again. So it was like, that's probably one of them.
That's probably one of the reasons. Just like, okay, you killed the head guy, the guy who called the bounty, but you're still like a loose end. You still kind of like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense because like
Winston addressed that in like the closing. I think voiceover. He was like, you cut off the head, but like the body's still writhing or something.
Yeah. I just remember that too. And she just like went against the Ruska Roma, whatever. She went against their orders by going against them in the first place. She can't really like go back to that place anymore.
Yeah, she can't go back to it, but I think John helped settle her score there. It was like it's either like Eve dies or like this dude died. Because even John reported that and she was like, all right.
Yeah, I'm with you. Because I think even she was like, she didn't really care that Eve lived or died. But when she saw that the old guy died, she's like, okay, cool. Like that's a scratch off my back or whatever. I don't need to kill that guy anymore. Like she didn't really F with them in the first place. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, like she's gonna have more people after her. And I hope, again, I'm upset because of the box office, but I really want this gives me a great sign for future John Wick spinoffs. Where I was initially like, they're making all these spinoffs. The only one I really wanted was like the Kane spinoff, which gladly we are getting with Donnie Yen directing, which is going to be awesome. I cannot wait for that. Because Kane's like one of my favorite action characters in a long time. Great character. So yeah, but on the honest, this movie really surprised me. I was surprised how much I really liked it, especially like you said, after that Ice Club penguin shit sequence. That was great.
But yeah, in regards to continuation, in terms of Eve, anyway, like I don't know how the box office will go in the end, but if we're not getting something like a sequel to this, I could definitely see Eve popping up in something like John Wick 5 or something.
That'd be really cool. She goes to John Wick 5 and she has like the same amount of screen time as she was in No Time to Die.
Right on.
She gets like one cool action sequence and then she's like gone again. But I wouldn't be mad either. Yeah.
Sharon has like 2 minutes of screen time in every movie, and he's
I know. He's a standout every time. Yeah. I like that he got his moment in John Wick 3.
Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see how Donnie Yen's turns out. I think it's going to be an incredible story. I think the action's going to be top notch. But like, I was so impressed with how much the visual style matched in this movie for the others, because this is different directors. So Len Wiseman, who is hit or miss for some people, I know.
What has he done in the past?
Well, I think his most rave stuff is he did the first 2 Underworld movies. And then, like, depending if you like it or not, he did Live Free or Die Hard, the 4th one.
I didn't rate Ballerina yet. Whoops. I like Live Free Die Hard. I F the haters. I like Live Free Die Hard.
Well, there you go.
I like that one. I mean, that was one of the first Die Hard movies I saw. What was that? 2007. Yeah, like I had seen the original, but I don't think. No, I lied. I had seen Die Hard 1 and 2 up to that point.
Yeah.
But I had not seen 3. But then I saw Live Free Die Hard, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun!" Like this one is one they play a lot on TV. I would like Live Free Die Hard. I don't give a fuck. And it's Timothy Olyphant. As a villain, he's a great villain. Anyways,
and then otherwise, he did the Total Recall remake in 2012.
I cannot remember anything that happens in that movie. I've not seen the Underworld movies either.
I think he's a writer on every Underworld movie.
Oh,
Because I think it's his original creation.
he did the first one and the Evolution one.
Yeah, that would be the second one.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's back.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah. So yeah. Now, where would you rank this? I think I have this pretty high. I think I have John Wick 4. Of course, that's peak. That's number one. One of my favorite action movies ever. I might go 4. I don't know. I think I'm with you. I think this is the same. I would put this above 3 and
Okay.
on par with like 2 and 1. I forget where my thoughts were on that, but I think I might go like 4, 2. 'Cause I like John Wick 2 a lot. 2 is fun. 4, 2, Ballerina 1. No, 4, 1, 2, Ballerina 3. I don't know, but it's in the same vein as like 2, 1, and Ballerina.
Yeah, I don't think I ever ranked the John Wick films
Me neither.
when I watched them. I did remember going in and being like, I'm the naysayer. I think 2 is the great. And I watched it and I was like, 2 is okay.
Yeah, I remember Steve 2 not being like very, very good as much as
I
I
think the
liked
main
the
villain was dragging us down.
The what?
I think like the villain guy who was getting John back in was maybe like subpar, but Common was fun.
Great. Common was great. Yeah.
But then also I was watching the beginning of 2 a couple days ago, and I was like, "Fuck, this hits."
2 is so fun. Yeah, but 3 for me, I just remember like 3 like going a bit too much for me.
That was the thing. I remember. I think when I went to go see 3, I was pretty into it. It was crazy when I went into 3 because I assumed it was the final John Wick. So when it ended, I was like, "Oh shit." Consequences. But then I did have a memory of like, fuck, it is just nonstop action, isn't it? I think it's
3 is relentless to an exhausting degree.
But then when we did revisit 3, I think I felt better about it. So that was good. And then I think 4 is phenomenal. I think 4 is my favorite.
Not even close.
One depends on what vibe you want. I think if you're looking for the most dramatic, emotional, moving John Wick film, it is the first one. But there's great full circle moments toward John's end in number 4. But if you are like such a fan of the world that they've built, I think you just see it in its broadest effect starting in 2, and then it's like always in full swing like from 3 onward. It really depends what you're going for. I think I said walking out to myself that I did like Ballerina more than 2 because I think I would put 2 at the bottom, but I still like it. And then probably 3 in Ballerina I have pretty equal, and then I'd have 1 and 4 above.
That's fair. Yeah, I think 1 and 4. You're right. 1 is a different beast. It has some great action. People know it because of the action, but like the dramatic storytelling at the beginning and then at the end is really strong as well. That you don't see a lot in the John Wick movies outside of 4.
It's the most reserved looking and feeling because it's just the kickoff. We haven't gone into like every full aspect of everything yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It eases you in the world.
It really does. But yeah, this was a great movie, great time. But let's talk about Predator.
You want to talk about the post-credit?
The what?
The post-credit scene?
There's no post-credits. Don't fucking lie.
There is.
No, there isn't.
John Wick 4 had a post-credits, and this one has post-credits.
John Wick 4 had a post-credit scene?
Yeah.
It did with Kane, right? Kane at the post-credit scene?
Yeah, Kane's visiting his daughter for the first time forever. And then
the Japanese lady comes out.
Yeah. Rina Sewa, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember that. You're lying to me, though. Ballerina has no post-credit scene.
Did you stay?
No, I did not.
You never stay, motherfucker.
I stay sometimes.
Oh?
I use the bathroom badly afterwards for the first time. I hate using the bathroom in movie theaters. That was my first time using the bathroom at movie theater.
I would never. I will. My kidneys will fail before I leave the movie.
Right, dude. I'm the same way. The waffles run right through me. Anyways,
it keeps me
awake. But you're lying to me. I don't believe you.
I'm not.
I don't believe you.
You want me? All right, so I'll start describing.
Describe it. It's gonna be bullshit. I don't believe you. Move on.
What?
The joke failed.
Why don't you trust me? You never trust me on these. Just because it's never true any other time doesn't mean it's not true right now. There was one other movie where I said there's post credit. You're like, I think it was it Venom? I think you didn't see the second post credit of Venom where it was the fucking cockroach in the studio.
I did not. Yeah, I watched the first bad one with what was it? Gore? That's his name? I don't even know the fucking Venom guy.
No, Gore is from Love and Thunder.
Oh
no, no.
God.
Not great, but still better than the Morbius one. That was just out of pocket.
What's the out of pocket? What's the quote again? I heard you like spiders. What's it?
I don't know why I'm here. Something to do with Spider-Man, I think. You and I should team up. Hope the food's better in this joint. That was earlier.
Oh my god! I want to be in the conference room when they're making the lines for that post-credit scene. I want to be there.
Where it happened.
In the room where it happened.
See, you think that didn't just happen in someone's trailer 5 minutes before shoot?
Honestly, you're right. Yeah, having watched like the studio, it's like just fucking come up with something. Yeah, I don't care. Anyways,
but the post credit here was just it had Winston approaching the which one was it, dude?
Oh, you serious? What the post credit scene?
Yes. What the fuck you think I'm bullshitting, dude?
What happened?
It involves Winston. He's going to, I forget what the fuck the group's name is, but
Ruska Roma the Cold.
No, it wasn't the Ruska Roma. It was it might have been the Japanese house that was in
what?
I'm bullshitting you. This never happened.
Oh my god. You really fucking hate.
Committed to the bit.
You did. You really did. Yeah, you didn't waver.
I was like, I think Winston was you were like, oh shit, the lore?
Because yeah, Hiroki Somanada is in this.
He's back.
But yeah, let's talk about Predator Killers of Killers here. Yeah. Nathan, this is one of my favorite movies of the year. I loved it. I loved this shit. For me, I think it's on par with, maybe better than Prey. I don't know. I think the only thing taking me out of like the Prey, and I would give them the same ranking. I'll give them both a 4 out of 5. Very, very excellent movies. Prey has the edge of just being a strong single narrative. This one is an anthology, which I hate anthologies in movies and books or whatever. But this anthology actually worked well for me. It didn't, especially because they all connected at the end, which was smart. I was kind of worried. Are they not going to connect or whatever? But after the first story, you get the sense that like, okay, they are going to connect. So that was really good. The pilot one was the weaker of the bunch, but I still had fun with it. And again, the third act for me was really cool, especially with the ending with our girl. I forget her name from Prey.
I was jumping in my seat.
Amber Midthunder. Yeah, I did not see that coming at all. Thank God it was not spoiled. I was like, oh shit.
Because I kept seeing the windows of like the Frozen, and I was like, there's some of these has to be an Easter egg. I was waiting to see a xenomorph.
Xenomorph's like,
which also I didn't. We haven't talked about this. I never clocked it, but like in the Predator Badlands trailer, I'm pretty sure Elle Fanning, like she's an android, but like I'm pretty sure when her eyes reset, it's the same like Wayland logo that.
She's Wayland Yutani. It looks like,
yeah, which is like that's all but confirms we're headed there.
Yeah,
and finally,
we're free.
2004.
Alien Romulus is filming this fall. That came out recently, which is very fast. I'm like, oh shit, Alien Romulus is filming already. So if it's filming this fall, could come out next year.
What?
Alien Romulus, the sequel to Alien Romulus.
Oh, okay.
It's filming this fall. What?
Is it a direct sequel? Do we know?
Presumably.
I hope so.
Yeah, I would think. I'll be surprised if it's just another random movie. They did survive Rain and Andy.
I dare them to call it Paradise Lost, which is what Covenant was supposed to be called.
I would love it. I wonder if Ridley trademarked it. Probably not.
Well, he's producer on these, so he
Yeah,
can use it. They use Prometheus stuff in Romulus. Back to
true.
Predator.
Back to Predator. So they could, set up the Predator sequel in Badlands and with Romulus sequel coming out. They could combine. They could be in the same time. We don't know.
This is a great. So this is the first time that we've seen. First off, watching this movie, I was confused because I was like, "Wait, we're pulling people from different time periods. How?"
Me too. I was like, "Wait." I was like, there has to be ice. But the first thing that came to my mind was like ice or something. But
that makes sense. But my brain does
I was
automatically assume like, am I getting an earth-shattering universe development, like the world between worlds?
But it makes no sense. Yeah, I was lost too.
But the cryo makes a lot more sense, and I like that we're taking existing characters that we are developed on, like Amber Midthunder's character from Prey, to continue her, because the Predator franchise doesn't have its own like Ripley because we just always have a new cast every time.
Yeah.
So this is a great pull for sure.
It's an amazing pull. How crazy, again, I'm thinking about the ending because the ending had me so shocked. But like, if we get like a sequel to this movie, even though I'm torn, dude, because the animation works wonders for this franchise, man. Animation works wonders for every single franchise ever. But like, the animation here was glorious. It was stunning. It was beautiful. It was visceral. That being said, I do like Amber Midthunder. So if we get a sequel to Prey, could they cast the survivors of this movie? Could he survive like the Japanese dude and the?
I was thinking that too. I was like, Could we get them in one of the movies?
Danny Ramirez could play Torres
because he already plays the Torres.
Yeah.
Torres too.
Oh gosh.
Who do you cast as our samurai?
Right. I don't know who I would cast.
Get my boy from the son from Bullet Train, who's in other cool stuff.
From Snake Eyes, Andrew Koji, I think.
Yeah, he's great.
He's from Warrior. My show Warrior on Netflix.
That's the show I was thinking of, but my brain was thinking Into the Badlands. I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah, it was a different show. I watched like one episode of that show. It wasn't for me. But
did you ever talk about? I have a show pulled up on Max that I want to watch called Lazarus. Have you mentioned that before?
Lazarus.
It's a.
Oh, Lazarus! I'm watching it right now. It's an anime. Yeah. It's good. Good. It's good. It's a great vibe show. It's a great vibe show. Great action every single episode. It's a total vibe. I would recommend it to anybody. Yeah. I'm loving it. It's very homey, heartfelt, great action. I think the latest episode was the only episode they didn't have an action sequence in, actually. But the episode before last had one of the best action scenes in anime of the year. I was like, oh shit. Anyways, yeah, I recommend Lazarus to anybody watching this podcast. But yeah, because again, I'm just saying, like, I would love to see Amber Midthunder again, or I could just get a sequel to this movie, put it in theaters, let it be animated, and we'll just get Amber voicing her character, whatever. But yeah, we'll see, because she's still on the planet, right? She's on the planet, the Predator planet. Meanwhile,
you're talking about in Prey?
In this movie, at the end of this movie, when she's in cryo. She's in cryo on the planet while the other two characters are dipping away, right?
I think she's in cryo on the ship.
Is she on the ship?
Well, yeah, because it's like they have a stock of so many cryo people, and they have
on the ship. Okay.
They have the Norse woman moving through, and then they're passing multiple creatures that are in cryo, and then she's there, so she's already been abducted. Which based off the continuation of the credits, the credit art of Prey, an invasion was coming of Predator ships to the land.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's a good point.
So,
yeah, because I was wondering, I was like, so in each of these stories, they killed off the Predator. I was like, so how did they get captured? Did they get a notification that like, hey, Johnny died on Earth 6. Like, we got to go save him, and then we got to go like capture the guy that killed him or something, right?
Now I'm trying to remember the first Predator, and I'm like, didn't Arnold live? Did they get Arnold?
Arnold lived too. Arnold comes back. Oh, right.
I had to like start pulling it's been a minute since we watched Predator, but I was trying to like pull lore. I was like, what was the reason they were all abducted in Predators in 2010 and they were on the battle world?
That's a great question. Maybe that movie's not canon, probably.
It's canon.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
I think they're all canon because there's nothing
Yeah,
outside of it. There's nothing to break canon.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so yeah, I thought I didn't know if Amber Midthunder character was frozen in ice on the planet or she's on the ship. So she's on the ship that's also leaving. Okay, so that I didn't know how big that ship was. Okay,
but yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
So yeah, that'll be intriguing to see moving forward. I'll be intrigued to see how Predator Badlands ends when that comes out. When's that come out?
Oh man, I can't wait. What is that? October, November, I think.
Ooh, okay.
I'll check. I'll double check. But yeah, man, this ending got me so hyped. This movie in general was just incredible. I just looked up Predator Killers or Killers. Whoops, Predator Badlands. Yeah, November 7th.
Cool.
It says see it in IMAX or else. I'm kidding. That was me.
I would have believed you, and I would have done it.
It looks. Whenever I see that trailer, I'm like, oh my god, this looks so good.
It's so fun. I think it looks amazing, but I've had, I think, 2 experiences now in an audience where somebody saw the opening shot and they were like, Doom?
Doom? Yeah. it reminds me of Doom.
I saw it already.
That Doom Inside trailer is going to break the internet. But yeah, whenever I watch it, I'm like, oh, it's Doom. And I'm like, wait, no, it can't be Doom. What is this again? Oh, Predator. Gotcha.
Yeah, I got myself the first time too. Also, I didn't see the Predator Badlands trailer before theaters, so when it came on, I was like, "Oh."
Well, yeah. What do you think of this movie, man? I think it was excellent. Every story freaking rocked. The design of each Predator was unique and stylized and very cool. We got enough about each of the characters to actually care about their personal journeys, and like how it went full circle at the end as well, with the Viking lady calling Torres and the Japanese guy say, hey, like she called him like her sons when she was willing to sacrifice herself. I thought was very sweet and endearing. And then the Japanese guy was like, thank you, brother, to Torres as they were flying off. I was like, okay, brother comparison coming back to son comparison. It was just really smart. And then you could look at the Torres thinking like the Japanese guy is like his father figure by the end of the movie through what they both survived. It was just incredible. By the way, I thought Torres was completely dead when he got swallowed up. I didn't think for a second that he was alive. I was like, oh shit, he's just gone. Okay.
I was like, but something's gonna happen within a few seconds, and it didn't. And I was like, no. But then I saw she was going to fight the creature, and I was like, cut him out through the stomach. But then I saw he was working on shit inside.
He was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But then, like, when he turned over when they were cleaning like the corpse, he was, I'm still in here. I was like, see, now I have a problem.
But luckily there was no stomach acid in there.
That's what I was always thinking too. I was like, fuck.
And it was really cool. The alien creatures in this franchise, like, I think it is the first time we've seen alien creatures. No, it's not. Like other kind of creatures in the Predator franchise.
No, I think they had some type of different creatures in Predators.
Maybe
like one or two. They've also had different types of Yautja, if I'm pronouncing that right. For different types of Predator builds and species. That's interesting because there's effectively like different evolutions of species when you look at the species like from prey. Like that's totally different from any other Yautja that we've seen.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I love it. I love that design from Prey. I think that's a really cool design. Even though I think now my new favorite is the one from the sword story, the Japanese story. The way he was order farming on that roof, I'm like, this is one of the sickest. That was so cool. I was like, this guy is incredible.
He didn't even have like a landing introduction. He's just there.
He's just there, just scoping out the story. I was like, oh my god, this movie is so cool.
That's good shit. I was watching it and I was instantly like, "This is the Arcane art style."
Yeah, Arcane really revolutionized.
Go watch Arcane.
Arcane really changed the game when it comes to animation. That one K-pop movie is coming out this weekend, and people were like, "It's the Spider-Verse. It's the Arcane art style."
I don't know, but yeah, watching the movie, I wasn't as fully invested till the end when they met up together, and we kind of had the more completed fulfillment of the storylines, I guess, because they're anthologies. Like they were like 20 minutes, I think, because you also had to have time for the finale. So like when I was watching The Shield, I was like, okay, interesting, like the Norse setting and whatnot. I like the resilience of this mother character, and it was bold for her to lose her son.
That was wild. I was like, oh, the son's gonna be okay, right? And then he just dies in her arms. I'm like, oof, that's dark. Yeah. That's brutal.
But great action. But I don't know if I was as emotionally connected at the time, because for all I had was like a 20-minute short, so I was like, all right. But it was a cool experience, and then I was like, deeply locked in when we got to the sword, because Japanese setting, and I played Ghost of Tsushima.
That was the one game.
The way he was like fighting to silence any guard from hitting the bell, like
fantastic.
So good. But then like the other guard from across the way rung his bell, and he was like, "Oh fuck it!" And he dropped the dude. He just
drops it. He's like, "Yeah, but whatever. It's too late now." I like the story a lot. That one was like a silent film because there was no dialogue the entire time until you get to the brothers talking before he dies. I'm like, "Oh, that's really good." That's really
Which it opens with that dialogue before we get to that scene, at least like half of it. I thought just the art direction was so beautiful, because just 1600s Japan is so gorgeous to recreate. It really is just like a land untouched by outside industrial forces and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like the story a lot, because I was like, tracking the story of these two brothers, that instantly gravitated towards me. And, the first brother, the older one, whatever, Hey guys. He's willing to hurt the other brother. The other brother then runs off. And it was interesting. The father dies, and, the younger brother quits being a farmer and decides to raid the island. I was like, does he want to kill? But you get a sense that he doesn't want to kill his other brother. Like, you get a sense he comes up there, they fight. It was a great fight. And then he comes up to him and then just scratches him the same way. Say like, hey, now I got you. It's like, it's been like 20 years later, but now I got you. And he doesn't push him over the edge, doesn't kill him or anything. It's the predator that comes in and really just pushes him, and you think he died. I'm so happy that I was wrong. I was like, oh, the brother just gone, but no, he came back.
I thought so too. I thought he was gone. And I was like, fuck, now I have trauma, and we have to face the predator.
Yeah. But then him surviving and then them coming back together at the end, I was like, this fucking rocks. Like the way they came together, more than their styles, because he had the ninja style, and the other guy was like a samurai. It was really cool because they're both melding both of their techniques together against the predator, who was just had some of the best. What?
Way of the Ghost.
Way of the Ghost, exactly. Ghost of Yotei, I mean, coming out this year. I can't wait.
Yeah. But I loved it a lot. But the brother dynamic, just kind of wanting to get even in the sense. It remind me. I know it's not the only originator of the storyline, but it did make me think of a Gamora and Nebula in Guardians.
Big time.
There's similar things, because with Nebula, she never actually wants to kill Gamora. She just wants to actually get the upper hand for once.
Yeah, exactly. You get a sense that he left because that life wasn't for him. But he still misses his brother, even if his abusive father's dead. He's like, okay, finally I can go see my brother again without that hanging over our heads. Unfortunately, he gets interrupted by the freaking predator. But again, I love this new predator design from the second story. Incredible, techniques. There's that one sequence with the ball chain or whatever, and both brothers have to block it with their swords. Really cool. The action was so stunning.
It was really great before the reveal, because when he falls into the water, which is already the whole rooftop chase was great. I love it. I love using the predator. It's so funny how hindered the predator is with its mask, because if it can't see the heat signature, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always love seeing that. But yeah, when he emerges from the water, and then all you see is the samurai helmet get thrown toward him. I thought it was the predator.
Me too.
But then the fact that it was the brother, I was like, oh shit.
That was really cool. Yeah. And by the way, I was like, you can't come to their land and cheat. Stop going invisible, motherfucker. I was like, every time you go invisible, you're just cheating. These guys can't fight the guy who's invisible, and they still won though too, which is wild.
I always think that with like every Predator story is just like you have to have so much like evolved tech, because if you don't have that shit, you lose. And then also sometimes the Predator's just a fucking sore loser, and they're like, all right, I'm just gonna blow us all up.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna blow us all up. I'm gonna use my other crazy gadgets. Oh, they used a cool gadget in this. I forget what story it was, but the disintegrating net, I think, was used in one of the stories here, which was the same from Prey. I think that was used in Prey against one of the settler people.
I think it's used in Prey, which like I was always like over the moon when I saw that, because we know the Alien vs Predator films aren't canon, but they take stuff to make canon. Like they introduced the net from the Predator that shrinks, and it's like,
oh, you're right,
razor blade sharp. So like it's just like whoever's tracking it is just gonna get diced. And that was like such a, because wasn't in any of the other Predators, I don't believe, before that. No. So like that introduced it was just like, oh shit. And then when I saw it in Prey again, I was like, oh shit, it's still going. Shout out as well to the musket being continued, because it popped up in Predator 2 originally with Danny Glover.
I did not know that like it was in all these movies, because I saw the Twitter post. It was like it was in Predator 2, Danny Glover, and then it was in Prey, and then now it's in this one. I'm like, holy shit, this better be in all the movies now, Dan. Like Dan Trachtenberg.
That is the wildest MacGuffin I've ever seen.
The wildest what?
MacGuffin just being connected between.
It is, yeah.
Because it was just like a trophy for Danny Glover for fun. But then like here, it's like, holy shit, there is so much history behind it. But also Torres got fucked with being given that. I was like, that's bullshit. Like they had better guns in World War II, and you gave him the fucking musket that he has to put the gunpowder in and the pellets.
I would have been salty as hell, because like when they were passing out weapons, like, okay, you get your shield, cool. You get your sword, cool. Yeah. They give him a musket. I'm like, yo, y'all playing me.
You know the reload time on that? It's too much. Right. Give me the fucking sword.
Give me the AK. I know there's AKs at this point in time in 1940s. Like, come on. Oh, yeah. Give me the AK. Give me the repeater. Give me something. Give me a musket, dog. I was salty. I was like, you guys have green lasers on your backs, and you guys can't give me a single weapon? Come on, guys. Like, right. What are you doing here? But Torres got the shit end of the stick. Because at the beginning, I was like, oh, wait, Torres is going to get a gun. He's going to be the best in this group. And then they give him nothing. I was like, wow. Because I was laughing, because I was like, everybody else got the signature thing from their stories. His signature thing was a plane. I was like, they can't bring a plane here. So what are they going to give him? And they just give him a musket. And
they gave him a plane.
That'd be amazing. And behind door number 3, a plane. He's like, cool, thank you.
You have to fix it though. Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, Torres' story, I enjoyed quite a bit. I more so enjoyed Torres himself.
He was a very great character. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that he, like, the first two were like masters of their craft, but Torres is a lot more scrappy. He's just kind of like problem solving along. Like he's pretty good pilot, but he's not a very good engineer to fix it. So he has to get creative with it. Evan, he was doing some Ethan Hunt level plane stunts, so I was just like, what are you doing?
Amazing. I was like, how do we get 2 awesome plane sequences in 1 year? Because his tenacity during the entire sequence was insane. One of my favorite shots in the movie is when they go above the skies and we get that wide shot of them like going above the clouds. I'm like,
yeah,
amazing.
That was good.
I love a good aerial wide shot in animation.
Oh, totally. So Evan, I watched him go out on the wing to what my brain interpreted was the engine.
Yes,
it's a bomb. But I thought it was an engine on fire, and so he's going over. He's just hitting it with a hammer, and I'm like,
yeah.
What are you doing? Like, one, that won't fix anything. Number 2, that won't put the flames out.
Yeah.
What is the plan here? He's just trying to get it off the plane. I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, because that was a bomber plane, so you had those 2 bombs, shielded bombs attached to them. Yeah, that part was funny. I was like, what is he trying to do? Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, what are you trying to do here? But yeah, he was just trying to remove the bomb. But yeah, he had one of the most ingenious plans I've ever seen. Because I was trying to see, like, what is his plan here? I know he can't see with the engines off, but like, are you just gonna play chicken with your plane and then just jump at the last second? But the fact that they like, yeah, but the fact that they had the hook, the whole hook mechanism came full circle, taking the engine and flipping it around in midair. I was like, that is some crazy ingenious play there. That was like really cool.
That again, Ethan Hunt level. That's skill and also blind faith.
Blind faith and luck, 1000%. Yeah. If I'm the Predator, I'm like, how did I lose to this? I'm like, oh god.
Because like I'm watching, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's got a parachute and get out, but he uses the parachute on the plane and on not himself. And I was like, okay, wow, you have the utmost trust in
me. But yeah, that maneuver shot was great. But I love the ending for the Viking one was sick and surprising. I was so surprised when she's underwater and she's using the chain to like drag him, and like I was like, okay, so she's just gonna try and drown him? Like, what's the plan here?
Yeah.
But then he uses his concussion blast.
Yeah, she's trying to charge it underwater because she realizes.
Oh, that's what she was doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought she was just like, trying to take it off of him or trying to wrap the chain around him. But yeah, and then the way that it ricocheted back into his own weapon was sick. I was so surprised. Yeah. And this Viking story probably the most like gruesome as well. Probably like the most bloodiest one. Because in the other stories, it's just like it's just the ninja guy. Then the other stories, it's also pretty bloody, but it's like World War II bloody-ish. But in the Viking story, they are wow. It's like she kills the enemy Viking. Good. Cuts him in half, which was awesome. Really brutal. But then he comes in, the big predator guy, the Viking predator comes in, and holy shit, he lays waste to their entire crew, their entire squad, which was great.
Decapitation is the least gruesome that you'll see.
Yeah, right?
When that girl was like fighting with like the sharp sticks, got like fucking impaled into the wall. Stuff like that. Like, oh man. I did like the parallel for her of her father telling her to avenge him, and then at the end with the boys telling him not to avenge her.
Don't avenge me. I loved it. I fucking loved that.
It's some of that in The Last of Us.
Right? Yeah. Joel was like, don't offend me. End this.
My favorite event being from Spider-Man.
Right.
Avenge me! No!
Avenge me!
Oh. But I will say I really like the segment in the end of The Sword where it seemed like they've got the Predator handled, chained, and then it looks like the brothers are going into a final duel against one another. But
that was sick. That was sick.
I think they're both going to the Predator, who's invisible.
Yeah. So write it down for me. The Predator was invisible. Was he chained to the tree, or was he just sitting there trying to like avoid them?
I think he was chained by them, but then or by himself. That tends to be like they're susceptible to their own weapons. When you can trick the Predator against their own weaponry, that tends to be your best bet.
That was the case for the Viking and the ninja story.
Yeah. But yeah, in regards to that, I think they presumed he was settled, but he was working his way out because they saw like the impact point on the tree, but it was empty. But it's like he couldn't have gotten away so fast. So then
I was just so shocked because I'm like, why are they fighting each other? Like I was just like waiting for something to happen. But then the way that they just come over there, did they just slice him in half or they could decapitate him? What did they do?
I think they do like that final like swift like one strike samurai move, but they did it from both ends, which I love the reveal on their swords where like the green blood flows down.
The green blood on both ends, beautiful poetry, loved it. So yeah, that probably was my favorite kill of the movie. Cause I did love the Viking one. The fact that she was underwater in that freezing water was sick. Using the air bubble too to like breathe in air.
Oh my god,
water, so cool.
That was incredible. I was like, oh fuck, because he was like standing over top and he can't see through fucking cold, idiot. Like you could see it so clearly if you didn't have the mask. But like I thought it was gonna be like a big waiting game where like she was gonna have to like use as much of the air as possible to prolong.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was great direction all around, and the artistry of the settings are so good.
Oh my gosh, the art direction in this entire movie was stunning. The backgrounds were glorious. The whole setting was insanely well done. And the character expressions were really strong as well. Really
Oh,
striking.
totally. I love the voice acting. In regards to the environments, I think they could easily fall into a trap with it because like the winter setting was gorgeous. The Japan itself is eternally gorgeous. But then like 40s era stuff can be kind of dull looking, frankly. But the fact that they decided to set it at sea and then in the clouds with like a partial sunset color, amazing.
Great color design. I'm with you there because yeah, you're right. It could get really like you go from like the striking Viking era, the striking Japanese era, and then you get the 1940s American. It seems so plain in comparison, like closer to the present day. But yeah, sending it in like a whole flight battle was really, really, really cool. And there's that cool sequence where he's like gliding in between the town as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, that was.
So yeah, the fly sequences are great. Yeah, I just love the action here. It was brutal as heck, and the character stuff. Like, again, her with her son is really cool, and then him and his brother. I really like that stuff. And again, he lost his. You get the sense that he kind of lost his father as he's going to war, something like that. And then to use what he taught you, or use what he taught him. By the end of that story, was really touching as well.
Yeah, and then also losing a commander who had the best interest for him.
Exactly. Yeah. Giving him life lessons to the end. If you're a pilot, you better know how to fix your own ship. Come on.
Yeah. Well, then we don't get Godzilla -1.
Yeah, that's true. Cannot wait for that. How have we not watched that on streaming? We gotta watch that.
We do. But yeah, I think the final confrontation, like first off, the King Predator who had a fucking cloak made of spines.
Yeah, insane aura. Oh my god! And the way that he was just like completely unfazed by all three of them too. Mostly it was just the Viking and the samurai, but it was like the way that he was just going to town on both of them was astonishing. Like we gotta see this guy again because this guy looks nigh unbeatable. Like holy shit.
I really want to see this guy for sure. I think this is also like the first instance where Dan Trachtenberg said that they had developed an actual functioning language for the Alja for the first time. Like they had like bits of like word. It's kind of like old school Star Wars having the Hutties, but like there's not real dialogue that you can break down consistently. And that was the same way for the Predator films. So they decided like, okay, well, let's actually lock down the functionality of language for them since we're going to be spending a lot more time with them speaking to one another. And they have. And I think this is the first example of it because there's so much dialogue coming from this King Predator here who's speaking and is being translated.
Yeah. I was shocked by, like you said, the language, the vibe of this entire new world. It reminded me of what we're going to be seeing in Predator Badlands, and I can't remember the last time we saw this big. We only get like this whole Coliseum area, but it was just cool seeing this kind of world in general. I think only other comparison is Predators, but even that one they just stranded on like another random Earth-like planet.
I don't even think it's the Predators planet; it's just a planet.
Yeah, it's just a like hunting ground planet. But yeah, they did a great job setting the scene here. That big predator was again gloriously violent. And I like how he said, like, yeah, you guys are gonna kill each other or you will all die. And they didn't even waste time. Like the Japanese guy was basically just like sat down and was like, okay, you kill me, dog. Like I don't care. And the Viking like was gonna hit him, but then they within like 5 minutes they were helping each other out, which is really cool. So yeah. I think the whole third act was like just really, really strong. Coming together, the action was great, emotions were high. I was on board with it.
Yeah, totally. I think it does have like the added layer of genius to have 3 different people from different time periods of different languages not being able to communicate properly at the very beginning.
Good point. I think that's what makes it so special because their lack of communication made like their actions had to showcase what they really were, all about. So I really like that. They couldn't understand a word they either were saying but they still helped each other along the way. She was still willing to sacrifice herself along the way in order to get the job done. Did she die, by the way? Did she survive?
No, yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, she does because
she goes down there, breaks down, and I was like, "Let's go!" Yeah. I was clapping.
Yeah, you would presume this is her end, and should enter Valhalla in battle, but then we cut to her in a cryo chamber again, and that's when she's pushed past Amber Midthunder.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's exciting.
I love that this species is like so obsessed with the combat, like a level of prey that they accumulate, because just as easily with these inconveniences, they could be like, all right, let's execute them now. But there was like, man, that was impressive. Can't deny it.
Respect. Because like the boss with Aura, he was just sitting up top, and as they're like coming crashing towards him, he's not moving an inch. I was like, this guy don't give a fuck. Like, it was amazing to watch.
It's so funny because you could watch like so many of these sci-fi installments of like, you can imagine like the Predators have gone to so many other planets and probably face way more deadlier foes than humans. So I would always presume that they would think humans are easy game. But yeah, at the same time, they keep coming back, because every time they do come back, they genuinely do happen to be a challenge, because that fight for survival of our instinct is so strong and so creative, staying alive and outsmarting. Like they're a lot more focused in their physical brutality, whereas like humans have been able to showcase, the ones that make it to the end, their mental capability of like outsmarting their way to survival.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and that's what made this movie so special. It's kind of like a longer version of what we saw in Prey. Like Prey was kind of like a teaser what we got here, because in Prey we get to showcase like how her culture and her ingenuity helped out with her survival. And we saw that 3 different ways, where their culture, the ingenuity, and their stories helped with their own survival instincts. And it carried over into everything that happened in the 3rd act. And even the guy lost his arm too in this crazy scene as well.
Yeah. I was like, please cauterize it.
Me too. I was like, isn't there some kind of laser or alien predator tech that you can cauterize that wound with? Because he was bleeding out the whole last act of that movie.
Yeah, from here.
Right? That was a large chunk.
Your arteries are open.
But it was a clean cut, so I guess he's okay. I guess. I don't know.
No. We have to stop the bleeding.
Yeah. The next movie starts and he's just like dead on the floor. Like, I'm
not worried about infection.
Yeah, the next movie starts and he's just like already dead from infection. But yeah, great movie overall. I just had a complete and utter blast with this. And again, I was surprised that there wasn't a like conclusive ending. They literally just like, kind of fly off into the sunset. But I'm cool with that because, again, while being pursued, I'm cool with that because of what they teased and what the characters went through in the end. And I have no idea what's going to happen. It's like, you can't really get out of orbit. Or are you going to leave the planet? Just go to the other side of the planet. You have like 20 other ships chasing you. What's going to happen?
My brain automatically assumed, like, even if nobody was chasing them, if we get back to Earth, I feel like you could track the ship. I always assume you can track the ship.
Always. So yeah, I'm excited. Is there any possibility, Nathan, that this gets continued in some way in Predator Badlands? They didn't schedule this to come out before Badlands. Like, I'm not expecting a Marvel scenario where it's like you had to watch Predator to understand, or you had to watch Killer of Killers to understand what's happening in Badlands. But I could see like the ending of Badlands, because Badlands, by the look of it, is like a predator is on the run from other predators.
Yeah, he's our lead.
He's our lead. So that's what makes it so interesting. So I'm like, how does that connect with what's happening here? It might have zero connection, but
I think there's a higher chance of there being a connected because Dan Trachtenberg is the director of that as well, and it seems like he's kind of like the leader of this franchise at the moment in terms of like plotting out story and whatnot. Because it'll be like their last 3 Predator installments have all been through him, so I could definitely see a tee up for that. Like, it depends, I guess. Like, are they going to lean into the functionality of what's left off of Killer of Killers, or are they going to try to dip their toes into the idea of Alien versus Predator for some type of setup, or will they maybe do both? I guess you could maybe do some Alien connection in the setup with the Wayland android. I could definitely see that happening. I would also be curious to see what happens in Alien Earth if there's any potential setup, because again, that idea of like we have 5 deadly species, not just the xenomorphs. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's super intriguing. It is Dan. Yeah, Dan doesn't have anything to do with Alien Earth. But you're right.
No.
But he is like he holds the key to the Predator franchise, and he is just such a gift for giving us Prey and then Killer of Killers. I'm like, if I'm Disney, Fox, Searchlight, whatever it is, just like keep letting him just cook. Like let Dan and Fede Alvarez come together and give us the best AVP movie ever. Rain. Imagine, because like with homegirl Amber Midthunder being alive, imagine getting like Kaylee Spaney and Amber Midthunder in the same movie together. Like I would go crazy. And Elle Fanning, like, come on.
Oh, I need it. I need it. The women. I need it, dude. That would be phenomenal. I mean, yeah, I think it's no mistake that they've decided to set a Predator movie in the future where Alien has always taken place. So I think this is a good stepping stone. I wanted to bring up in regards to Ballerina, great soundtrack.
Very good, yeah.
Taking us back to our Daredevil commentary. There's kind of 2 Evanescence songs on that soundtrack.
There's 2?
Yeah, Amy Lee of Evanescence has I think there's an official Evanescence song, and then she has another song with Halsey on the soundtrack. So she's got 2 songs.
Oh wow! Yeah, I remember I heard the end credits. I was like, "That Amy Lee?" And then I didn't know there was a second one. Okay, cool. Love that for us. But yeah, I gave this one a strong 4 out of 5. This is, I think I did rank the Predator and Alien franchise when we were doing those actually on Letterboxd.
We did. I would see. I wonder where I would put that.
I think this would be my number 3. Right? Well, no. Actually, not including Alien, because then.
No.
Don't back out. Because I have Aliens.
Yeah.
Alien, then Aliens, then Prey. I think. And Prey number 3 on here. Let me double check. Let me see what I got here. Dang, I haven't made this list in a minute. There it is. Yeah, it's Alien, Aliens, Prey, then Predator. So this is easily number 3 or 4. Alien. I think Aliens are still stronger, and then I would put Killer of Killers and Prey right there, 3 and 4.
Okay.
I'll put it. Actually, no. Ooh, I don't know. Is it better than the first Predator? No.
I could. Well, I don't know.
I could.
Predator's really good.
I put Prey over the first Predator. I think Prey.
I did too. I think in my ranking of the Alien Predator franchise, I would put this at number 8.
Behind Covenant and Prometheus.
Yeah. So going from my very top, I have Alien, Aliens, Alien Covenant, Prey, Romulus, Prometheus, and Predator.
Oh, I didn't even rank Romulus.
I think you could argue maybe some plot stuff in some of these doesn't hit as well as some of the stuff in this, but I will say even if I look at something like Prometheus, fuck it, David's so good. David's unstoppably good in these movies.
He's okay.
Come on, he's the best part.
I'm kidding. He's the best part.
Evan, if I get to the day where we're getting Alien vs. Predator and then I see fucking David enter the room.
I put Predators below Predator 2.
Uh-huh.
Did I not like Predators that much?
Predators is...
It's not good. I remember being like, oh, wow, this movie is not good.
I remember going in of I think I like it just for the action. And
but Predator 2 wasn't good either.
Predator 2. Yeah, I was falling asleep, remember?
That was you were knocked out.
That
was the other one you fell asleep at. What was the other one? Was that one or something else recently?
There's probably at least 5 where I was super tired.
10 o'clock, you motherfucker's tired.
Not necessarily against the film. I was just tired in and of itself. Yeah, I mean, Predators. I definitely had a below AVP.
Oh, definitely.
That tends to be like, yeah, we weren't big fans on Alien Resurrection or Requiem or The Predator. The Predator was our worst, I think, at least mine. The Predator from like 2018.
That's my second worst. The worst one's Requiem still.
Okay, I think from what I could see in Requiem, I think there was like some cool thing. I think just that
you can't even see it, Nathan. It ends immediately. You can't.
You're right. I can't see it, but I think like I gave like the slightest edge because like the idea of a xenomorph Yautja hybrid was cool in concept.
Sure.
But I don't think I got anything out of The Predator.
Okay. I have to go watch something, but I want to watch this Alien Earth trailer first before we leave.
Okay.
Jalen, give me 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I want to watch this Alien Earth trailer because I think I'm with you, man. This really surprised me. I mean, not surprised. We knew we were getting good shit with Noah Hawley, but man, oh man, where did our faces go, Nathan?
We're up top in the rafters. This had an interesting like trailer before trailer where it was like not actually footage to come. It was just a genuine countdown.
I agree, and I was like, okay, cool, I like it. So yeah, just wrap it up. I liked Predator Killers of Killers a lot. Like, I am so happy this franchise is doing as well as it is because I think me and you, we both liked Romulus, right? Like,
oh yeah, more than others, I think.
Some of my friends hated Romulus, so like it's the Force Awakens of the Alien franchise. I'm like, yes, and that means that's good for me.
Yeah, that doesn't mean what you think it means,
right? Because I love the Force Awakens too. And I think Fede Alvarez, even if he played it a bit safe here in Romulus, I think he's gonna go above and beyond with the Romulus sequel. Like, the sky's the limit for that movie. And speaking of good alien stuff, this Alien Earth trailer coming out in just what is it? The end of this month, end of June.
Is it?
We'll have to see at the end of this trailer, but yeah, I'm super excited. Let's see. Everything's good here. Can you hear it?
9,
yes.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay, yeah. I didn't hear a response. Okay. 2120.
She's ready.
Really cool imagery. It looks strong.
From a human body to a synthetic.
2140.
Special.
That's right. You're very, very.
So she became a synthetic, which is very, very, very interesting.
Yeah. Wild.
We have a downed spacecraft.
I want.
Of course, the Weyland-Yutani people want was whoever craziness is on the ship.
We don't break.
They got us have a sword, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
It's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
You see this shit? I'm walking the other direction.
This ship collected 5 different life forms. From
5?
Nuts.
Corners of
5? 5?
Oh my god.
monsters.
You gotta get your drawings in here. Love that. Oh, the score, dude? Oh my god.
Oh.
Let's go. Let's go. This
All
looks
time.
stunning. Oh my
Yeah.
god. This. Let's go.
Cool.
Yeah, it's definitely Weyland being like, let's just take everything.
Invasive species.
Yeah. That unnerving science edge that's gonna
Predatory.
Yep,
explode.
exactly.
We don't lock them down.
Timothy Oliphant.
Wild. Did not know he was in it.
It will be too late.
Oh god.
No, my boy, not again.
Oh my god, these creatures
Wow.
are insane. What the fuck? What the fuck?
So nice.
That's in August, actually. Oh, bro, is this coming at the same freaking month as Peacemaker?
Oh god damn it! We got to
Damn
double
it. We got to double up.
up. I'll do it.
They like keeping us busy, motherfuckers. Let's slow this down for a bit. And got busy. Holy shit! So many. Again, the biggest takeaway. Not that. The biggest takeaway is What's I gonna say? We know we're getting some aliens on this planet. On Earth, on this planet, on Earth, and the other big surprise, like 5 unique looking alien creatures are there with them.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. Also, from the beginning, this normal girl turned into a synthetic. It looked like she was dying, and that's why they put her into a synthetic. Is that what do you think?
I think so. She also seemed like probably like still adolescent. So that's
like 10 or 12, right? Or maybe younger.
Yeah, I'll give her like a loose 14.
A loose 14. Okay.
It's fucking box office prediction of age. But I think that's a really interesting concept. The idea of transferring one's consciousness is always like an interesting exploration because I don't, unless you're like super advanced, I don't think there's any way of actually putting your original consciousness in. It's just a copy effective that you can live through. Your memory lives through that is of the mindset that it just effectively you clone yourself and then like your original self dies while like your copy gets to live forward.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
2120, that is about I think a couple years before the events of Alien, I think. Let me double check that, but it's usually in the 2120s.
Yeah. Again, isn't this, so? I think the timeline once again. This takes place before the first Alien movie. I think that's the big thing here.
Yeah, 2122 is the original Alien. 2142 was Romulus. 2179 is Aliens, and so on.
Okay, gotcha.
We are. This would be 16 years after the events of Covenant.
Okay, so David could be on this planet on Earth
if he made it back, I guess. Yeah, he's. I want to, God, Evan, I want to check back so bad with David to see what the fuck he did with the crew of the the whole crew of all the cryo sleeping people.
We will never get that story ever. But in
a comic,
maybe Ridley can like talk to a comic artist at Marvel or something.
Dark Horse, something.
Yeah, like, hey, can we just write something, please, just to give fans what they want, and it's way cheaper.
Well, it gives me. Maybe we could get something because the fact that they addressed Prometheus at all in Romulus and the goo itself and the look of the engineers for the final Alien gives me like hope that like, oh, they're not like shying away from this being a part of the overall story.
For sure. But yeah, like she puts her body into another synthetic here. Very interesting. Yeah, she's like, you're right. I would go 14. I would go 14 with you. So, and this seems to be the scientist guy who. Wait, is this the same guy who says like I want what's on that ship?
It might be.
It might be.
We'll
he could be working for Wayland.
Aren't they all?
In a moment. But yeah,
Wayland is like the leading.
She goes into
creation of synthetics, so I could definitely see that.
Okay, gotcha. And yeah, that was just a really interesting development I did not see coming.
Yeah,
I mean, she goes into an older body, looks like too, and not even just a synthetic. Synthetic looks a bit older.
Yeah, it definitely does. I guess if you're going to be an adult,
but whatever. I should remember that. Right. Just a great direction across the board. I love it.
Totally.
Insane shot. Like crashing into the middle of Earth.
How Revenge of the Sith should have happened.
Okay. Yeah. That's Timothy Oliphant right there. Holy shit.
Where's his eyebrows?
That looks nice. Is he still in cryo sleep on the Mandalorian?
This is what he's dreaming about.
I like that she gets a sword. I hope she uses it against some aliens.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
cool.
gonna be some fun shots. Plenty acid blood spilling, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's just go to. Wait, say that again.
I was just saying, like, there's probably gonna be a lot of acid blood spilling with that sword.
Yeah, I bet. You know, it's sword impervious to acid. Like, if she cuts it, then it just like dissolves. That'd be kind of funny.
Depends on the metal, I guess.
Good point. Okay, where are these alien creatures at?
Oh yeah, same guy. Ooh.
Yeah, you're right.
What
You're right.
is it?
That looks disgusting.
And then they did specify that
invasive species.
That these were from like the most dangerous sides of the galaxy. So like they're all deadly in their own way. It's not just like one that's like there's an innocent one. It's like no, it'll get you.
Yeah, tentacle system that can grow or retract at will. They carry extraordinary strength. One of them go inside of an eye socket or something. Oh my god!
Oh,
they can climb into and dislodge the eyes of other living organisms.
Oh,
that's gnarly. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to see that. I need to see that for sure. That's crazy. That poor goat's gonna get like its eyes taken out.
Yeah.
Sheep. I said goat. Same thing. Do aliens dream of electric sheep?
They can dream of blood.
This one is disgusting.
What is this one? Yeah. God, we really haven't seen like much looks at like the other creatures. And that's all on top of the xenomorph, which is wild.
Yeah, I know. Like, do we have 5? Is it 5 creatures including the xenomorph, or 5 creatures and the xenomorph?
I think including.
Shit.
Yeah. POV of a xenomorph is always amazing to see.
That's the eye socket one, probably.
Yeah, this is like the jellyfish looking one. Interesting look a bit because it looks kind of almost cutesy in a sense. Yeah. You might be like caught off guard. I thought it was just 2 eyes, but now I'm realizing I think I'm seeing a third one on the far right.
I think I see it might be one on every side of its whatever that is. Like, it might have like multiple eyes. That's
on your eyes now.
Don't want that. Oh
that's
god, that's disgusting. What is this?
What are you doing?
That's a xenomorph.
Yeah, being dragged by its tongue mouth.
That's
what is happening?
What
is happening in that scene?
And
God, it's terrifying.
This is really cool.
It is. I said it before. I mean, I'll say it again. This is the most terrifying creature that's ever been put to screen.
Oh, 1000%. There's nothing scarier than a xenomorph. Nothing at all. I totally agree with you there. We got the synthetic. He was in that first teaser where he's like, he seems to be saying like, I have the cargo on board or something. He could be working with like, or obviously, like you said, he's the android working for Wayland. So, you know,
yeah,
he has his orders.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, another creature.
Oh
my! Wait.
Wow. God,
that was crazy. This is crazy.
The scene where it's coming through the door.
That's nuts.
That's wild. I think that's poor Nemec. But right after this, the scene where it's pushing its head through the door, I think that's a continuation from like that clip we saw before where we was trying to get into the room of the motherboard.
Yeah, exactly. With the black guy on the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. And that's it. But yeah, it looks really cool. Really cool. We're definitely gonna be doing reviews for that every single week. I've heard somebody said I think somebody on Slash Film, I think Adam on Slash Film said he saw like the first episode or bit from the first episode, and it's like as good as the trailer's letting on, just like looks and style and everything like that. I've always been a Noah Hawley fan. I like the first season of Legion. I don't really like the second season of Legion all that well, but I think he just has a very creative mind. I think he has he has the right look and right style for this Alien TV series, which is a first for the franchise.
It looks like right in line with the visual style.
It really does. Maybe this could spawn Predator TV series. We'd never know. That'd be kind of cool. I would love that. Talk to Dan.
Imagine like a long hunt.
Right? Yeah, like a long hunt. Or it could be like we got for Killer of Killers, an anthology every episode. That'd be probably crazy, but I don't know. Yeah. Somebody should ask Dan Trachtenberg that when they do press for Predator Badlands.
I mean, I would definitely watch like an anthology animation of the different time periods.
Oh my god, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Give me some pirates.
Oh my god. Yeah. There's so many different time periods, like gladiators, pirates. I'm just shocked that we got what we got in the first place, because this is what people have been asking for a long time now. Like, just give us Predator going through history and battling motherfuckers. Like, that's exactly what we all said after watching Prey, and the fact that they gave it to us in animation is still super, super shocking.
Yeah. Give me dinosaurs.
Give me dinosaurs. Exactly. So yeah, we can save some of the Marvel stuff for next time. But I got to go. So yeah, I would recommend watching Lazarus if you got nothing else to do tonight.
All right.
It's a very fun show. But yeah, guys, catch me on Twitter, Harris EV9. We'll be back later this week for some fun other podcasts. I think, honestly, Nathan, I know our whole commentary schedule is fucked up, but I really want to watch John Wick 4 now. I'm really getting the itch to watch John Wick 4. So
I'm down. So
if we have time this week, we should definitely call up and do John Wick 4. How long is that movie? Is it a long movie?
It's like 240.
240 John Wick 4?
I think it's around there. That's long.
Damn, is it?
Yeah, I'll do it. Fucking 3 a.m. Let's go.
John Wick 4. 2 hours and 49 minutes. Since when?
Good.
Since when? I didn't remember it being that. It didn't feel long at all. What the hell?
It's great.
That's awesome.
It's paced phenomenally.
It is paced phenomenally. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm absolutely down. Look, you have an open sleep schedule. I'm adaptable.
Okay.
Anything's possible. But yeah, you follow me at _TimeBlazer. Make a show called Time Blazer with co-star and creative consultant Evan Harris.
Playing Ben, whose character could definitely take on the Predator. Right, Nathan? I'd win, right?
I think you have a good upper hand. I think if you stay in the circuits, don't around, don't become anything that could physically be grabbed. I think you'll be all right.
Okay. As a cheat, gotcha. Okay.
So what you're saying? There's a chance. The Predator cheats. Not like they don't.
You're right. The Predator cheats. Like, why are you going invisible against somebody from ancient Japan? You asshole. Anyways.
Fucking. That being said, if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to like, button, subscribe, now, ring the bell, so you get coverage on all things movie, TV, games, and whatnot. And that being said, hope you have a great day. Catch you guys next time.